parents. If you're a parent and your child is in pre-K to elementary school to high school, I'm calling you out. The children today, I have never experienced, and I'm 22. Having to teach and work with you guys as children has been the most traumatic experience of my life.
You know when people say sometimes you need to be saved from yourself? And unlike the saying that goes, protect your kids from society because society is filled with vultures, sometimes you need to protect the kids from their very own parents. But before we talk about how parenting is so messed up in our society today, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like and make sure you share. I will say this one more time. Why are you still listening to me? Subscribe.
I teach 5-year-olds ballet. 5-year-old girls ballet. I have a class of 10 students. They don't respect any authority. You ask them, can you stand in your designated spot? They're telling you no and shut up. They're throwing things at each other. They're throwing things at other people, other classmates. You say, can everybody sit in their spot? I don't want to. I'm not doing that. You don't get to tell me what to do. You're not my mom. You confront the parent. The parent tries to argue with you and fuss at you because you tried to reprimand and redirect their kid. I told a young little girl, in your spot. You're not my mom. You don't tell me what to do. Okay. When her mom came to pick her up, I said, hey, your daughter's having a hard time following instructions. And 7 times today I've had to redirect her to just sit in her spot. Well, clearly she didn't want to sit. And mind you, this is a mom. Clearly she didn't want to sit right there. So, I mean, if she's telling you she don't want to do something, why keep asking her to do it? You know she's not going to do it.
Now, let's start with parents. And the saying that goes like this, charity begins at home, is very important and is true. For a lot of people and for most of us, it will hold true. Now, even though everybody has the capability or the ability to have kids, not everybody should have kids. Not everybody should even be parents, because there is a required form of maturity that one needs to have to raise not only a child, but a healthy child. Now, if we do move back a bit, or a lot of parents have kids because they want to take, not because they want to give. They want to have kids because they want love and affection from that child that they give birth to or they give birth to, but not because they want to give love and affection to someone else other than themselves. And if you think about it from cultures, normally when people have kids, they have kids based on the premise that, oh, I need somebody to take care of me when I'm old. I need somebody who will help me do this. I need somebody who will help me do that. But instead, what should be important, I'm not saying that those other thoughts are not good or those other thoughts are not natural, because you do need someone to take care of you. But instead, the main focus about having kids should be, I want somebody to pass this knowledge on to. I want the next generation to be better than the previous one or the one that I am in. And a lot of parents don't actually think like that. And it's surprising to say, because the parents that don't think like this are the ones that have kids recklessly and raise their kids recklessly and don't teach their kids how to move in the world and survive without their presence. And let's look deeper into this type of people. A lot of parents like these have a lot of childhood issues that they didn't work through properly. And that is normal, because every kid wish their parents did something differently. But that does not mean that you go to the that does not mean that you go to the extreme end of parenting to allow anything that your child is doing. And to a degree, we all have that. But that's the point of growing up and that's the point of growing up and dealing with your issues.
What world do we live in? Like, what in you guys' brain as a parent says, my kid not following any directions is a great thing. It's not that serious to tell her what to do. It's sad. It's sad. It's really, really sad. And another thing that's heart-wrenching is horrifying. It is horrifying. Your 5-year-old daughters are asking to listen to Pound Town and Ski Yee. Your 5-year-old daughters are asking, can we hear Pound Town? I'm playing them Princess Tiana ballet music. And they are asking me, can we hear Pound? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And I'm so scared for these little girls today, because this is the most insane agenda push I have ever seen in my life.
How can your 5-year-old child, or how can your toddler know what type of music is out there? And these are toddlers. I can understand elementary school students because you are interacting with people from different families. But how do toddlers know that type of music? How do toddlers know some things? Because if they do know some things, that means they're being exposed to it. And most time they're being exposed to it by adults. And strictly speaking, toddlers are a representation. How toddlers act when they're outside is a representation of the home and the environment that they're in. And that's a fact. I do not know where society is going. I don't have kids, thankfully. But I do not know where society is going. And I hope that it won't be as bad as what I think it will be. But even though it is, it just tells us that we have a lot more work to do for those that are raising kids and for those that want to have their own kids to raise in the future, because these are the people that you have to protect your kids from. Your kids are going to interfere with these people's children. And you have to teach your kids for what is right and what is good. Now, naturally speaking, kids will be drawn to this type of things because they're humans. They just don't have the capability to make the right decision like grown adults do. That's why when grown adults make some decisions that don't make sense and they try to blame their age or their environment, you do have to take responsibility for yourself and know that you chose to do this no matter what anybody has to tell you. And only few people can do that. Gone are the days where they say charity begins at home, because at this point, it's looking like charity may not exist for much longer. And that is scary when you think
You
about
guys' daughters are twerking at 5. 5! Where's the parenting? Where's the boundaries? Where's the help? Y'all are not helping your kids. You're hurting them. You guys are hurting them. I come every day dressed, ready to go, and I'm in school too. I'm in college. I mean, I put bows in my hair. I'm wearing leotards. I'm trying to get them interested in like proper things for their age, and you guys are exposing your kids to this raunchy secular music. Why is you guys' 5-year-old's daughter singing Pound Town? And it's just really, 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 it's upsetting.
You know, a bunch of adults, a bunch of parents were talking to me one day, and they said that they feel bad for people like me and people in my generation, because the generation that we were raised in is already messed up as it is. But now we're going to have to raise children in a generation where technology is probably going to be at its all-time highest. People are going to be backward in terms of culture, in terms of making the right decisions. But yet we don't want to leave the Western culture because third world countries may not be the best place. But who knows the future that we're going to meet? And they do have a point, and that is kind of worrying to think about. If you let kids, or if you let your children or toddlers choose what they want to do for themselves, I can guarantee you 95% plus of them will most likely make the wrong decision and will choose to do the bad things. And unfortunately, bad things can change in the future, but the trauma that you get from doing those wrong things, you will have to live with them for the rest of your life. I didn't make the rules. I just live by them. And sometimes I've made decisions that I'm not really proud of, but I don't forget them either. The reason why kids respect authority is because their parents make them to. And because they see their parents respect authority as well. Because again, toddlers are a reflection of the environment that they're raised in. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. So yes, children need to be saved from some parents. But you can't also stop these people from having kids, because at the end of the day, they are adults. So it's kind of a losing battle when you think about it, because people will forever innately be selfish. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll try to respond to each comment. But before you go, subscribe.